Hello, this is Community Unity Now, the D Tycoon Show. My co-host, Bill Morton, cannot be with us here today. I am Trudy Leong, administrator of the Rogers Park Chamber of Commerce, and Bill, of course, is the president of the Rogers Park Chamber of Commerce. Our very special guest today is Delilah Martinez. Her campaign is Protect Women, period. And Delilah, tell us what inspired you to do this.
So I own a vault gallery. I'm also the founder of the Mural Movement and the Big Sis Club. And it all started with, well, normally me and my friends do talk about all the time the things that happen just walking the streets of Chicago, just being a woman. And I have this initiative called Big Sis Club. It's a teen mentorship group, and all of our girls recently just started high school and started taking the CTA. And some of them have voiced their opinion to us about things that's happening at CTA. Either their phone got stolen, they're being creeped on, being followed, and I felt like it was my job as a big sister to do something about it. I'm just getting tired of talking about, women feeling unsafe in the city.
Did the girls mention if it's worse on the train, or is it comparable, or are there different problems on the bus versus on the train?
It's different, whether bus, train, or just walking in the streets. It's not just a CTA issue, it's just a public safety issue in general for women. And it's not to say that all men are bad, but this is always stemming from an issue with a man.
And so your campaign also interviewed some men too, and how they would respond in these situations. What did they say?
Yeah, so I felt like it was really important to include men because initially when I thought about the safety campaign for women, I know so many amazing women that would join me and we could rally behind each other all day long. And this is, again, a topic that a lot of us women talk about and normalize now. This is something I've been going through as a kid. But I felt like in order for us to change the narrative with men and to also change their behavior and also to make it kind of cool and important to respect and protect women, I felt like it was important to include some male Chicago leaders. So their response has been amazing. All the men I've asked have joined us, and one of the questions I asked for them, why is it important to protect women, and what can men do when they see a woman feeling unsafe?
And could you tell us some of the men that you interviewed, and what were some of their answers?
So I have various men I've worked with, including Alderman Byron, Sicho-Lopez, Corporate, Mo the Lawyer, DJ Louis V, Nello, El Jefe, Love City. There's been so many men that have joined this campaign, and their response has been amazing. Everybody has a different reason why, whether it's like they have a mother, a sister, a daughter, or they felt like it's a no-brainer. Why do women feel unsafe? Why it just should be normalized that men step up for women, that women should be respected and loved.
And when you asked them, have they ever stepped up for a woman, what did they say?
Yeah, actually, in a recent interview with OG Steve-O, he was talking about how when he sees a woman feeling unsafe or sees a woman feeling harassed, he just goes up to her and asks her, are you good? Do you want me to walk you to your car? Or sometimes he had to intervene and say, hey, leave her alone. It's good. Leave this woman alone. So every man has a different answer. But with him in particular, he did tell me what happens when he has seen a woman feeling unsafe.
What other research have you done for this campaign?
So I started to pull reports. At first it was with CTA, and in 1 year, it has shown almost 3,000 women have reported harassment or assault. But one of the most astounding reports I've just pulled is just nationwide, how many women have been reporting issues. And it shows within 1 year, 85% of women have reported harassment or assault. That's 41 to 42 million women in the U.S. have reported being assaulted or harassed. And I've also pulled other reports of women being sexually assaulted, and there's 29 million. And also there was another report I pulled, which was street harassment is 85%. And that was like, I forgot how many million. But one of the things I have learned is that this is a fraction of women that report this. Not all women are reporting this, and that's just because they already have this like fear in them, and they also feel unheard and unnoticed on these reports.
Have you spoken with law enforcement? What do they suggest?
Yeah, so I have spoken actually with the mayor's office, a few people from the CTA. And right now we're just kind of navigating how this is going to work, how we can bring more attention on women's safety issues and bring more resources to women. But nobody has an answer on how to fix this.
And what kind of resources could you bring to women?
So on our safety campaign, which is created by Haley Lasso Young, it's a digital art piece, and there's a QR code that leads women to domestic violence resources, shelter, and mental health services. So we have a list of resources. Once you scan it, it leads you to all those things. And that's right now what we're working with CTA. We would love to put our digital ads on CTA so we can make it more accessible for women to be able to get these resources.
But some of the women are not necessarily need a shelter, nor do they have mental health problems, but they are encountering this harassment. So what should they do?
That's still a thing I'm trying to navigate through is one, it's very important to report it, especially because once there's a track record on this person that's harassing you, they may face, they may face more jail time. But the reason why I hesitated on that is because, for example, the man that has been punching women on the CTA, he's done this 14 times. So I'm still learning on how these things are prosecuted when these crimes are committed. So that's one of the things I've been looking at is like, even when a woman is being attacked, it's not severe punishment. These men do get out and continue to have this behavior.
And have you been able to speak with the prosecutor's office, the state's attorney, and ask them why is that man continuously released to wreak havoc against the women?
That's a really good question. I have been reaching out to the state's attorney's office for these answers and wanting to work with them, as we have before worked with Kim Fox's office to get these reports, but they told me they just don't have the time to work with me right now in the safety campaign. So that was one of the things that I felt it was really important to work with the state's attorney, the current state's attorney's office, but they denied it. So I'm a little disappointed in that because I really want to learn more about what happens once people commit these crimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this capture and release and again, there needs to be something that actually stops that cycle, and right now there isn't any.
Exactly. One of the things I saw today was the UK was talking about their numbers, which is a lot lower than the US. But what they're planning to do is make this more of a terrorist crime because they want to really minimize it and have severe punishment for that, because these numbers are increasing every single year. And if we are not holding these men accountable, they're going to continue to do it. And that's why I'm trying to bring more awareness on this.
So I guess you researched crime on the CTA and public transit. So you see I know you concentrated on women. What about the men? Do they? What are the men victims like on the CTA? Are there many victims that maybe not of harassment but still of crime?
You know what? I'm sure there is, but I haven't done any research on that. I've been super focused on women's safety because, like I said, men aren't all bad, but it's always an issue. And this is the thing is I've been going through this myself since I was a young girl, taking the CTA myself or just being in public spaces, whether that's walking to and from school, all the way leading up till now as an adult. And now I am a leader of Big Sis Club. And hearing my girls tell me about this, is like, it's really disheartening because, as I was telling you earlier, women tend to start changing our behaviors and adapting to this social norm of us being preyed on and us having to, just change either our route. We're hiding ourselves, we're putting our heads down, we're not smiling, we're putting our headphones on so men don't bother us. And it's becoming redundant. It's becoming like so disheartening that this is something again and again all the time that me and my friends talk about, and now my young girls in the Big Sis Club tell us about.
What about family? Members of your family, maybe a fellow female members of your family. How? What is their opinion? Have they? Do they give you advice? Have they? Has similar experiences.
Yeah, and actually, it's not just my family, but women in my community. We talk about this all the time. And one of the things I was talking to my friend Haley about not long ago, she was saying, like, when she dresses up, like when she wants to wear a nice outfit, she feels as though it grabs more attention and it makes we feel more like preyed on. We feel more at risk when we're dressed up. And it's just becoming so like disheartening. We can't dress up. Even we start to dress down. We start to do all these things to minimize ourselves so we could, so this could happen less, but it's not really changing anything.
And what is the situation now with the mayor's office? You're trying to contact the mayor's office for help, and what are they telling you?
Yeah, so they were so gracious. They invited me to come meet with them, and we are creating more of a plan to, one, uplift CTA, because CTA, this is not just like their fault that things are happening. And I am a CTA. I grew up on CTA, taking CTA since 4th, 5th grade. And I feel like CTA has also been a form of independence, especially as a young person when you're first starting off high school. Like, you get on the CTA, you feel independent, you feel strong, you feel confident. And also, this is a good way to make things accessible to and from work, or even for someone that has a car that still rides the CTA. It's a distressor, so that way you could listen to a podcast or music. It's a way to ride this city and navigate through it. So it's not all of CTA's fault. So we want to uplift CTA, but also create a campaign around respecting it and making it a safer place for riders. Because even like people come here from all around the world and they ride the CTA, and CTA is cool. It's a good way to get to and from everywhere. But how do we show it some more love and care and respect by making it safer for all riders, and also making resources accessible to the riders as well?
So is the mayor's office connecting you with the CTA?
Yes, they are. They've been so gracious to connect me with the CTA. I was connected to the mayor's office by Alderman Byron Sicho-Lopez at the 25th Ward. So that's been going really good. It's been a little slow movement because this is something very grand, and this also has a lot to do with systemic issues, mental health issues. So this is not just like a 1, 2, 3, let's fix it thing. And they wanted to do something more profound. They don't want this to just be like a digital ad campaign where we're just talking about protect women, period. It's like, how could we get to the root of the problem? How can we really make this a safer? How could we create solutions around this? So I'm very grateful that the mayor's office invited me to talk, and they're doing the connection between me and CTA.
Is Alderman Sicho-Lopez your alderman, or is he the... okay.
Yes, we love him, and all the missions I've done, all the things I've created, he's always right there with me to support it.
And so have you started talking with the CTA?
Yeah, actually, I've been in several different emails, and right before I arrived here, I did get another email to discuss on how they could better support it. My goal with the CTA would be to have digital ads on the CTA that link people to resources, and also to create content around why we love CTA and how we can make it safer.
Have you ever spoken at public comment? I think tomorrow is the CTA board meeting at 10. You still have time to register and be at public comment but you have to be there at 10.
Oh, okay.
CTA headquarters.
Oh, I love this. I'm glad you told me. That's something I would attend, because one of the things that I have been learning during this time is just more about resources, more about safety, how things happen, and statistics. So I've been learning a lot on this journey of the Women's Safety Campaign.
And you were talking with me earlier about nationwide too. So what is the state of public transit nationwide regarding this issue?
Well, I did more statistics on just women's safety in general, and it was 85% of women have faced sexual assault. And 1 in 3 women have faced physical assault. And there was also very staggering numbers on women have facing sexual violence with their partners, at home with their partners. Like it's like 1 in 3 women. So it was really disheartening to hear, because I started to read all these numbers and I was like, oh my gosh, this is not just a Chicago issue. This is a nationwide issue.
But I wonder if there's any city, any public transit system that's doing a good job that Chicago could emulate.
Yeah, that's a good question. I did pull up Metro, which is different from the public transportation here. One of the differences between Metro and us is they have more security around. So I don't know if it's like a security issue, having more people around. When I was talking to people about it, and they discussed having more CPD around, which isn't always the answer. One, it has to do with funding, so CPD can't always be around. But two, people are, when they see CPD, they sometimes get more scared. They sometimes are in more fear. So I would love to create like a pilot program of security volunteers, the community volunteering to make it a safer space, to maybe make their presence around the publics, to make them feel safer.
We have a friend, Eric Bazir. He's a union steward at local 308, and he was saying that the CTA became much less safe when they eliminated the motorman, the conductor or something,
Ooh,
the second person on the car, because they would go through the cars, and that is such a deterrent. Now it's only the one motorman, the driver.
Yeah, the driver,
yes.
And not the because
Yes.
back in the day, because I come from back in the day, so they did have the person that will go just walking the carts, and I
Yes.
really think that is would be such a profound change, is having extra people around. And even just walking the platforms. It's like walking the train, walking the platforms, just having a presence known that there's other people around and not just like the public riders. I think that would make a profound change.
Because that is what the Metro has. They have the ticket person going through the cars, getting the tickets.
Exactly. And I think when I pulled the numbers from Metro, which I don't remember their numbers, but it was like a significant difference. And I'm like, the only thing I could think of is that they have more people walking the platforms, walking the train. And I feel like if we just had some of that around, that would help minimize things.
Yeah, it's not even security. It's just the extra person
Yeah.
that they know is going to be there back and forth. And
Exactly.
yes,
I feel like it holds
deterrent.
people accountable for the behavior, because they know that there's other people there and it's not just riders.
So if your family, what do they think of your campaign?
My family is very proud. My mom is very proud. I do various things all the time. So I'm always trying to advocate for not just women, but for people in general, oppressed people. And I will say my family has, a lot of my cousins have called me about it. So everybody's really proud. And they also have told me their own things that they go through. Actually, one of my cousins I saw this week, and she was telling me, she was like, I thought about your safety campaign. Her and my aunt were out eating, and she saw a woman, a waitress, being kind of harassed and verbally harassed by a chef in the restaurant, yelling at her. And my cousin felt like it was important to talk to this woman and say, you need to stand up for yourself. And she also was trying to help her with that. And that's the whole point, is that when you bring awareness, it starts to change people's behavior. It starts to plant that seed. And it's not just like men coming to protect us. It's a community responsibility that we all protect each other, that we all make each other feel safe, noticed, and heard, that we all speak up for one another. It's not just like men speaking up for women. It's like we can speak up for each other when we see someone that's vulnerable being taken advantage of.
Please tell us about your other campaigns, your previous campaigns.
Yeah, so I have worked with the previous state's attorney, Ken Fox, to do human trafficking campaign, and that was all around bringing awareness on that. We've also done COVID, for COVID testing, voting, the census, register to vote. So I like to focus on bringing awareness on things, and sometimes these subjects could be, I guess, boring or dark or hard to read. But when you use art for it, it's a little bit more digestible for people. So I like to just focus on important issues and bring in artists that can help us make people more aware on these topics.
So even for this campaign, you're going to like try to integrate some art into it too.
Yeah, so we have an artist that created the digital art campaign, which has already been out on social media. It's been passed on a flyer. Her name is Haley Young. And one of the things I am most proud of is with the mural movement, my nonprofit, we work with so many amazing artists. And I know exactly what artists to go to for everything. And one of the things, Haley has always been an advocate for empowering women, making women feel beautiful, making women feel noticed. One of her things that she talks about in her art is Leave Me Alone, which stems from sexual harassment. So because of that, she was the artist that I chose to create the campaign. She's an amazing woman, and she always does a great job of uplifting women and making us feel beautiful.
And your first campaign was?
The first campaign with the human trafficking awareness was also with Haley Young. She's the woman I go to when it comes to protecting women and making women feel seen, noticed, and heard. So she is the woman I go to for things like that.
Why are you the way you are? What inspired you to that first campaign?
So I'm the way I am because I too have faced a lot of things starting as a kid and older. I'm just very empathetic and compassionate towards humans. And when I see things, I empathize with that, and I always try to create solutions around there. So I always find myself wanting to help people, wanting to create awareness, wanting to get resources to communities. That's either like I could be doing a give back with my friends or doing a community event. It's always pertaining to doing things with purpose. I feel like I live a purposeful life. I try to do things very thoughtful and compassionate for other people, even if it's something that doesn't pertain to me, even if it's someone we don't have the same ethnicity, religious beliefs, or we don't come from the same neighborhood. It is my job, it is my purpose to do things to help people. And as much as I sometimes try to, it's not easy doing this. It's not easy to empathize and put yourself in other people's shoes, because right now, especially with everything happening in the world, it could be very sad and depressing. But I just can't be a woman that watches and not does anything. So I'm just, and also with doing all these things, I've gained the trust of the community that support me and all the things that I do. And so I am very rich in people power, and I've found that to be very fueling for me, and they push me to be how I am.
Do you have any statistics as to like what the problem was at the beginning of your campaign, and then after the campaign, about how long that would have been, and how have things changed?
Well, the campaign is only 2 weeks in, so I don't have any.
Your other previous campaigns, I mean.
No, I don't.
Oh. Well, let's start with this one.
So one of the things I have noticed, though, is that once I started to show that there was men being involved, more men reached out to me to talk to me about how they could better protect women, how they felt it was important, and how they also wanted to be on camera doing the interview. So that to me was the whole purpose, is that we also change male behavior and we influence men by having other men, community leaders, join us.
Mm-hmm. And in your campaigns, I guess you spread your contacts. You got more contacts now as campaign after campaign.
Yes. I start to create a list of resources and people I work with so I can reach back to them, because, as life continues to life and do things, I will always call back on the people I met to come and help. And I feel like it's really important to collaborate with people and work with other people so we can help.
Has anybody ever asked you if you were thinking about running for public office, and if you would run, what office would you run for?
People ask me all the time, but I don't think so, because the thing is, I'm not a political person. I'm just more into humanity. And right now, how I feel very free to move about how I want. And I don't have a boss. I run my own business. So I just do things for the love. And but people ask me all the time to run for something.
Any legislation that you care about that could help alleviate this problem that you would want to mention?
I think just, it's important. And when you're voting, is to vote to be able to vote locally is so important. I've learned that by working with Byron Sicho-Lopez. Like, I'm able to do a lot of things in my community because of him, because he sees how I work. He trusts me, I trust him, and we're able to make moves in our community, whether it's through awareness campaigns, through art, through throwing community givebacks, resource fairs, whatever it is. When you vote locally and your alderman is kind of like your president of your neighborhood, once you get in good with those local people, you're able to make moves in your community. So, I do everything community based, and as I continue to move around, I'll grow and meet more people.
How do you get more people to vote? It's really hard.
It's really hard because a lot of people are starting to lose trust for things like that.
But then how do you get the people to vote? What could convince a person to vote?
I'm still trying to figure that out myself.
Okay. If our viewers want to learn more about you, Delilah Martinez, where should they go? And Protect Women, period. That's your campaign.
Yeah, Protect Women, period is the campaign. You can find me on my social media, which is my name, Delilah. It's Delilah First, the Mural Movement, the Big Sis Club, and I also am the owner of Vault Gallery. We're on all social media channels. Thank you guys so much.
And spell your gallery's name.
Vault Gallery, VAULT, Gallery, GALLERIE.
Thank you so much, Delilah Martinez.
Thank you.
This has been Community Unity Now, the D Tycoon Show. From Bill Morton and me, Trudy Leong, we thank you for watching, and we will see you again next week.